All right. Well, here's the new project. This is where you just analyze an iPhone, and the way I was able to do this, I just thought of it a couple days ago. I was thinking, I wonder if I can get an iPhone image. I was thinking of ways to make my own, but I looked at the Digital Corpora. This is a wonderful website that's just linked from NIST, and it's where people have just taken images and put them on the web, and this is the Magnet Forensic page. And Magnet Forensic actually called me a couple days ago trying to sell me their academic subscription, which I don't think we have any money for. They make a iPhone investigative product, which I think is very good. In one of my classes years ago, I had like a 15-day trial so the students could use it. It's very luxurious and very complete, but Autopsy does some of it for free, and that's what we're going to use this semester anyway. And they put various things up here, Windows Memory and Windows Desktop and Android, and they have iPhones here. And they have ones, now the one from 2020 is 12 gigabytes, zipped. And I saw there was another one, an iOS that's only 5.7 gigabytes. And, I try to use the smallest one possible so that most students have a machine powerful enough to do it. So I decided to use this one here, 2021 CTF iOS.zip. And when I tried it, it worked fine. And I discovered it is just basically the same thing I did with Android. It is not some kind of complete hard disk image or complete SSD image from an iPhone. It's a logical capture of the files on the iPhone, which is fine. So that's what you do in this project. You need 7-zip. That's one thing that's kind of screwy. The file name ends in zip, but you can't unzip it with the default unzipper on a Windows machine. I don't know why, but I think actually it's anyway. I thought maybe it was a tar file, but anyway, it won't unzip with the default unzipper, but it will unzip with 7-zip, and I didn't investigate any further than that. So you go here and download that image, which is 5.8 gigabytes, and then it's always a good practice, so I've already done that here. So let me shove my instructions to the side and bring up my live machine, which is here, is my Windows machine. And make it the right size. There, that should be about the right size for presentation. All right, and so the first thing you got to do, I've probably got it in my downloads folder. Hopefully didn't delete it yet. There it is, 2021 CTF iOS.zip, 5.65 gigabytes. So first thing you got to do is calculate the hash, and as I've been talking in my cryptography course, for this purpose it would be perfectly fine to keep using MD5. However, a great many people have heard that MD5 is not secure and would complain. So if you were to go to court with an MD5, you'd get involved in a whole argument you don't need. So probably the best practice for sort of appearance's sake is to use a modern hash like SHA-256 that has no known weaknesses at all. And that's what they use. So make sure you check this box, SHA-256, because that's the only flag they provide with the image. And then drag that thing, the zip file, put it on there, and you'll notice it will take a while to calculate the hash. So these hash functions that we're using, all these modern hash functions are carefully designed to be really fast to calculate and to use a small amount of memory to calculate. So they work on small blocks of the file one at a time. They don't have to open the whole file at once. And that makes them actually very inappropriate for hashing passwords, but it's designed so they can actually accomplish an outrageous job like this. 5.6 gigabytes, hashing it down, will not take forever, but it will take a few minutes. So let me just go look at the instructions a bit while that's happening. So presumably that will work and give me a hash starting with BB. Then you unzip this thing using 7-zip, and you'll get an Android image tar file, and you then have to, wait, that's not true. This is left over from the old one. Just unzip it just once. I'm going to take away, these are Android instructions left in here. Ignore those. Down here is the part, just right-click it and unzip it. I'll have to fix that part of the instructions. Just unzip it once. And when you do, by the way, one thing that surprised me, you unzip it into this folder, and what's in there is zip files. It's another folder, and what's in there is more zip files, but leave them. Autopsy can handle it from here. But you do have to unzip it once. At least I think you do. That's the way I did it, and then it worked. So now you can analyze this thing with Autopsy. So let me start that going. There's autopsy. There we go. And this is pretty fast because we're going to use the same trick we did before. We're going to turn off all the analysis except the one we need to make it faster. So you yes. Now, of course, right now with that hash calculating, that'll slow it down a bit, but should move. Now, the other thing that slows it down is the live streaming with OBS, but even so, it's catching up. I'm just glad I'm running my fan because this is all quite a bit of a strain for my computer. So new case. Yeah, I'm going to call this iPhone demo. All right. Next. And I don't care about that. So that'll create the case. It's just creating an empty case to stick it in, so that's not going to take long. It's just creating a folder in a database or something. The hash value finally finished, and it does indeed start with BB, so the hash is fine. All right. All right, so now I have a case, and now we're ready to select host. I don't care about the host name. It can generate it automatically. What I care about is the data. And the data is, in fact, a logical file, just like the Android. So next, now I just click Add and navigate to that logical file. And it's in my Downloads folder. In this, that's the zip file. I need the folder of unzipped stuff, which is here. Okay, I just select that. And now I just select the folder. And now next. And here's where I could really slow everything down if I did all these forms of analysis, uncheck everything except iOS Analyzer. Yeah. Yeah, I think we've done that last time. Yeah, live acquisition, that's an issue. Yeah, I'll point that out next time. I think I did it last time for Android. For iOS, I'm not entirely sure how to do it. You could jailbreak it and then use the command line. That's the only way I know how to do it. Anyway, so that's iOS Analyzer. Then next, and finish. And it won't take too long to do. You see here, it's analyzing. It did take a few minutes last time, I think. So let me see if I can, oh, it's fitting on the screen all right. So there it goes, sits at 0% for a while, but it will show some results pretty soon. All right, and so I'm going to pause this recording if I can. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. I can, good. Well, I don't know how to resume recording. I hit a pause button. Well, I may have recorded all that. There does not seem to be a resume button anywhere. All right, I'm going to have to stop the recording and have it in 2 pieces. That's the only thing.